sir. It's I got to tell you, that's some of the best klezmer we've ever had on the show.
And the only. Well, I just quickly would like to mention those wonderful musicians are members of 4 groups: Brave Old World, Capellia, the Klezmetics, and the Klezmer Conservatory Band. So, thank you.
Thank you. Very exciting. Very festive.
Yes.
And what should we know about klezmer? What does it mean? What is it?
Well, klezmer is as close as Jewish soul music.
Jewish soul music.
And klezmer actually means instrument of song.
Well, it was
and so
perfect
people
for the
would go
occasion.
and would have their various instruments and would just play for weddings and of course, as you could hear, you know, you would have like very long weddings. You could dance like 7 days with kind of music like that.
Perfect when you're snowbound here in the theater.
For sure.
It's great to see you again. Happy 1996. Thank you.
I
Thank
love
you
the
very
blizzard.
much. Whenever you want to come in and play anything, you're always welcome.
Okay,
yes, sir.
Fine.
My thanks also to Sam Neill and our correspondent from Ohio out on the street, Tim Barhorst. I'm sorry. Now, we're told that Norm Macdonald, because of the storm, he's snowed in and could not be here tonight. So when Norm gets himself dug out, we'll have him on the show at his earliest possible convenience. But Norm Macdonald, apparently a victim of the storm of 1996. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, Pauly Shore will be here for the entire hour. How is it Pauly Shore gets through and Norm Macdonald is snowed in the green room? I don't know. Do me a favor now. Now stay tuned for Tom Snyder on the Late Late Show. And by the way, today is Tom's first anniversary of being on the air here at CBS with the Late Late Show. Congratulations to Tom and his entire staff. We'll see you tomorrow night. Enjoy the snow. Good night, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, damn the luck, we're out of time. I want to thank Pauly Shore for being here and, of course, all the joke-telling kids. Ashley Judd, by the way. How about a nice welcome for Ashley?
It's the blizzard, Dave. It's relentless.
I'm terribly sorry we've run out of time, and I would ask you to come back another night, and we'll talk about you and your life and your family and the motion picture Heat with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. Yes. But thank you very much, and please come back another time. All right?
I would be glad
and I'm
to.
sorry about this. We won't let it happen again.
I'm going to eat so much room service on this tab.
There you go. That's the spirit. And I'm told that Norm Macdonald, who was also supposed to be with us this evening, because of the blizzard, is snowed in and could not be here, and we will schedule him at his earliest possible convenience. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Thank you very much. That was very, very impressive. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have to pay these guys?
You
didn't think about that. Sure, you just write the overture. You don't worry about paying them. How do you think of this stuff?
Well, it somehow just pops out.
Pops out. That's very impressive. Here, you ever do this? Put it right in there. And then that's a crank like that. You can study that in the cab.
Oh.
Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure having you here. And good luck in your life and your career. And thanks to all of you folks. It was delightful having you here. My thanks also to Sandra Bullock, of course, and Marlon Wayans. Now, let me mention one thing. Norm Macdonald was supposed to be with us tonight, but because of the storm, he apparently is stranded, and so we'll schedule him another evening. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening. Good night, folks. That was wonderful. Thank you very much. That was very, very impressive. Now, let me ask you a couple of questions. Do you have to pay these guys?
You
You didn't think about that. Sure, you just write the overture. You don't worry about paying them. How do you think of this stuff?
Well, it somehow just pops out.
Pops out. That's very impressive. But here, you ever do this? Put it right in there. And then that's the crank like that. You can study that in the cab.
Oh.
Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure having you here. And good luck in your life and your career. And thanks to all of you folks. It was delightful having you here. My thanks also to Sandra Bullock, of course, and Marlon Wayans. Now, let me mention one thing. Norm Macdonald was supposed to be with us tonight, but because of the storm, he apparently is stranded, and so we'll schedule him another evening. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great evening. Good night, folks. Hi, listen, we're out of time. That was very, very nice. Thank you. I'm quite flattered that you would do that. And you're all right. You weren't injured. Congratulations.
Yes,
good for you.
thank you.
My apologies to Brian Regan, a very funny comedian. He will not be here tonight. We've run out of time, but you can go see him at a place called Laugh Tracks in St. Louis, January 12th through the 13th. My advice to you, call Trailways now. My thanks to Elizabeth Shue, Jason Alexander, Marv Albert, Tony Randall, and I'm sorry, Norm Macdonald, who was supposed to be here with us tonight, cannot be because he is, I understand, stranded in because of the blizzard. He's still not dug out of the snow. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you for watching. Good night, everybody. Thank you, boys. That's your Paul Schaefer and the CBS Orchestra. We've had a lot of fun here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and I apologize for that. My thanks to Martin McBride, it says here. I'm guessing it was Martina. It was Martina, wasn't it? Yes, of course. Justin Wilson as well, and Tim Robbins. Now, I want to make an announcement here. Because of the storm we've had here for the last week, Norm Macdonald, who was originally scheduled to be with us again tonight, is still stuck in the storm, in the snow somewhere, and could not be joining us. So my apologies to Norm Macdonald, and we'll have him back on the program.
Dave, Dave, I'm sitting here beside you here. I'm right beside you. I'm over here in the chair here.
There he is, Norm Macdonald. Norm has been kind enough to be part of a week-long running gag where every night we announce him as a guest, and at the end of the show, I say he can't be here because of the storm, when in fact he's right here. Norm, you've just been superb. Let's take a look now at the highlights of the Norm Macdonald Storm week-long running joke.
I saw somebody who looked just like you.
There it is. That's Tuesday.
She walked like you do.
Here we go. There it is, right there, Wednesday.
Was you.
And here we go.
She turned
Yes, the other look out. Mayhem ensues. Oh my God. Norm, it's one of our best ever running gags. Congratulations. God bless you. Norm Macdonald. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great weekend. Tom Snyder is next. Good night, everybody. Wow. Oh, man. Powerful piece of drama.
Touching.
Our next guest is the very popular anchor of the Weekend Update segment on Saturday Night Live. Folks, do us a favor. Please welcome our old friend, Norm Macdonald. Norm! Good to see you, Norm. You know, we always enjoy your visits. And how's your family? Are they proud of you?
Yeah,
They must be.
They like that I'm on the TV, you know,
Sure.
except they don't really. My grandmother, I tell you, my grandmother loves you.
That's very nice. Give her my best, please.
She always says, she goes, that David has nice eyes.
Oh, well, thank you.
But she doesn't care for Saturday Night Live. She says they're a bunch of damn dirty hippies.
Well, that's not true.
Yeah, it is true.
Oh, is it true? Oh.
But she really loves you, and she likes when I'm on the show, you know.
Good.
And she always says, how's your friend David Letterman doing, you know, as if we're friends. And, no, you know.
Well, you know, I think of you as a friend, you know, in the sense of TV. We're friends. We're TV friends.
We're TV friends.
Don't you think?
Yeah, we sit here and we talk, and then during the commercials, we're uncomfortable, and we...
We're just like real friends.
That's right. But she has this thing where she thinks we're up playing Yahtzee all night or something, so I let her believe it. But
Well, we could. We could. I don't mind. You want to play Yahtzee all night? All night Yahtzee.
But you know, actually, I don't know. She was telling me, because she always tells me showbiz news, you know, because she thinks I'm in showbiz, and she has a subscription to People magazine.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So she figures she has like the
plugged
inside.
in there,
yeah. So she was telling me about this movie that you have been
The Late Shift. The movie.
satirizing all night. The Late Shift, and she said, she phoned me up, she's all excited, you know. She said, oh, this movie, they're going to do this movie with your friend, David Letterman. And she said, it's all about the show. She says, who's going to be playing you? Like I'm in the movie. So I said, no, nobody's going to be playing me. I wasn't that key in it. And she said,
Don't sell yourself short, Norm.
So she said, no, who's going to be playing you? She can't hear well, you know? So she just keeps saying the same damn thing. So I said, Michael York will be playing
Oh,
me.
well, that's good. That's an excellent choice.
She loves Michael York.
You look a little like Michael York. That'd be good casting.
I've been told that.
Now, you know, we were talking to...
She loves you and Michael York. That's the only two people she likes.
we were talking to Uma about geography, and she spent part of her early life in India. And you're a Canadian, as is Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Canada.
Is that where you began as a comedian?
Yeah, I did stand-up in Canada, and man, that stinks.
Really?
Oh, my God. You ever go on the road and do stand-up?
Yeah, used to do that all the time, sure.
That stinks, right?
Yeah, it was not, I mean, the travel was grueling.
Yeah, plus everyone hates you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't need to go on the road for that.
But I remember this one gig I did. It was like, I call them a gigs.
Yeah, sure, because you're in showbiz.
Right. So it was in Red Deer, Alberta. You know where that is?
Oh, yes.
Well, you know every other place in the map.
Part of that Red Deer Metroplex up there in Alberta.
Yeah, it was just outside of Red Deer, and
just outside of Red Deer.
it was before I was hot. So I couldn't get Red Deer. So for those of them that didn't understand the first part.
Yeah.
So I was at this gig, and it was tough, you know. Like the guy told me before I went on, he said, you know, you got to do the whole hour. I had to do an hour.
Gee, that's grueling.
That's a long
That
time.
really is tough.
And he said, if you don't do the hour, you don't get the check,
Yeah.
because a lot of people had been, you know, leaving before the hour was over. And so I started doing my comedy, you know, and everyone hated my guts. And so like 10 minutes into it, if everyone hates your guts for the first 10 minutes, you know, you're not going to win them over.
It's discouraging.
Yeah, you know, you're not going to have a good other 50 minutes.
No.
So everyone hates me. So then after a whole hour of that, I have to host a joke contest, you know, where I bring people from the audience
A little
up.
talent show kind of thing.
Yeah, and they tell their jokes.
Yeah.
So they go up and they're hostile towards me. You know, oh my God. So every guy, it would be like he would use me as like the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, the guy would be going, okay, you know, they have a mic there in their hands.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Thank you, Norm. Thank you. And what would this be? Would this be a phone? Hello?
Sometimes this isn't a mic. For some of my jokes. But I don't know. the
They
guys...
should have loved that in Canada, for heaven's sake.
I should have used that. I wasn't that savvy at that point. But so the guy's up there, he's got the mic, you know, and he goes like, he's using me, everybody, you know, it would be going like, okay, folks, here's the joke. Hey, what's your name again? Norm. There's this fruit Norm, you know, and they get a big laugh. And so everybody would be abusing me more. Finally, this guy comes up, you know, drunk, you know, and he goes, hey, Norm, you know, and I go, yeah. He goes, well, you want to see my impression of a whale? You know, and I go, yeah, that'd be good, you know. And so he has this beer, so he takes a big swig of beer, and then he like spits it up all over my face and my shirt and everything. I didn't even get it either till much later.
That's too bad.
It's the blow-over.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's the whale.
And the beer is the
sure.
seawater.
Yeah, exactly.
So now I got stuff dripping over me. I have to give this guy the gift certificate, you know?
He won. Oh,
yeah,
that's a good
people
one,
went crazy. So then I'm depressed. I go in the corner. I'm playing Frogger, you know? I got water. I got beer. It was beer. The beer was playing the water.
Yeah.
What a story, huh?
Norm Macdonald. Norm, good to see you again. Thank you very much. Give my best to your grandmother. Nice job, Norm. We'll be right back with the Ramones. Welcome back to the program, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just joining us, I don't have time to tell you why I look this way. It's maybe turn your pants into shorts tonight. That's all you need to know. You know our next guest as the very funny anchorman of Weekend Update on the very popular Saturday Night Live program. When do they tape that show, Paul?
Well, it's live, Dave.
It's
they
live?
don't tape it, yeah.
And when do they do that?
Well, they do it on Saturday night.
Saturday Night Live, and they tape it on Saturday?
No, they don't tape it. It's live.
The Saturday Night Live is a live show.
It's a live show.
And when do they do that?
On Saturday night.
Okay, great. Thank you. Please welcome back to the program our good friend, Norm Macdonald. Hey, Norm, how you doing?
Good to see you.
Nice to have you with us. Now, let me just say one thing. Since we've been here at the Ed Sullivan Theater, almost 3 years now, we've had you on the show many, many times.
Yeah.
Other times, we've asked you to be on the show and we've run out of time, and I feel horrible about that. I just want to thank you for your patience and your kindness, and you keep coming back, and it really means a great deal.
Thanks.
Very nice of you. A lot of people don't. You know, a lot of people don't come back. But you do. So you had the big final show, I guess, Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, we did our last show.
Yeah, I think really you've been on the program 4 years now or something like that?
Yeah, 3 years.
3 years. You must, and I think you're kind of like, you represent solidity. People recognize you from the show a lot, don't they? You're the backbone of the program now.
Well, I kind of, sometimes I get recognized, you know,
good.
a little bit. I want to become real famous, you know?
Yeah.
Real, like famous.
Yeah.
I want to be like you know, famous.
No, I'm not. Like John Goodman. John Goodman, that's a famous guy.
Yeah, John Goodman. But I'd say you're more famous than John Goodman.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, all right.
So I want to get that kind of fame where just, you know, people bug you all the time. And, you know, I'd like maybe a woman show up, figure me for her husband. You know, that kind of thing. That's what I'm looking for.
All right, well, sure.
But I get kind of like...
I think I can make that happen.
I kind of got half fame, you know, like sometimes people, I was taking the airplane there, flying on the airplane, and I get on the airplane, so I got this character beside me, you know, sitting there with me, and he says to me, he says, I really like you on the show there, Fred. He calls me Fred.
Fred.
Yeah. So he recognized me, but he thought my name was Fred. Yeah. So I figured, what the hell, it's a name, Fred, right? And so I go, yeah, thanks a lot. I don't want to go, hey, I'm not Fred, you know?
Yeah.
So I go, yeah, thanks a lot. He goes, yeah, you're good, Fred. Keeps saying it, you know? So I go, thanks, man, thanks, that's good. No, I like you, Fred, he says to me. I go, yeah, okay, I get the idea. So I just keep talking to him. So then this other character comes out of the bathroom. You know, he had to go to the bathroom. And he's walking down the airplane aisle, and he sees me. He says, "Hey, you're that guy from the show." And I go, yeah. And he goes, "What's your name?" You know, so I go, "It's Fred." You know, it's Fred. I can't.
You don't want to upset the other guy.
Right, I don't want
to. And you got the rest of you explain it.
Yeah. So the guy goes, "Yeah." He has a funny look on his face, right? He goes, "Yeah. Well, what's your last name?" So I go, "I don't want to say McDonald in case the guy goes, 'No, it's Norm Macdonald.'"
Yeah, that's
then
right. It'd be a tip-off for him, sure.
So I go, "Fred Kendall." I say Kendall.
Fred Kendall.
Yeah, I just came out with Kendall. So the guy goes, "Yeah, that's right, Fred Kendall."
Makes perfect sense now. How do you get along in New York City? Because I think originally you're one of Paul's countrymen. You guys are both from Canada. How do you get along living here in New York?
Canada. Yeah, well, New York City is a lot different, you know. A lot more, you know, homeless bums in New York City. And so I'm trying to be nice to them, you know. And I got a lot in my neighborhood. I go to this diner. I eat at the same diner all the time.
Right.
So I went there, and there was a homeless bum outside there. So the guy says to me, he says, "Can I have some money?" They're always looking for money.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So I don't like to give them money on account of, you know, then I don't have the money.
Yeah.
And
You'd like to have some money.
Sure.
Why not?
And also my mom says, don't give the homeless bums any money because they'll buy the crack with it, you know?
Yeah, buy the crack, sure. Yeah.
So I don't want
You don't want that on your head.
No. So I said, instead of giving the guy money, I said, why don't I just treat him to a meal, you know?
It's a very good idea.
Yeah, have him in as my guest into the diner. So I go.
So you and the guy, after this, we go into the diner for like lunch or something?
Yeah, for lunch.
It's a very commendable thing to do, Norm.
Yeah, I thought it was nice, you know. So I go in there, sit down with the guy. Turns out the guy, all of a sudden, this unearthly stench fills the place, you know, and almost smelled like urine. That's what to me it smelled like urine. I don't know what it was, but.
But you say it almost smelled. Almost, but not quite. So there is a chance maybe it was not urine.
It was coming from the direction of the guy's trousers. And everybody's trying to eat, you know, and this horrible stench is filling the place. And the guy's mad at me, old Rudy, you know, the guy that always gives me my food, you know. So, oh my Lord, you know. And so I order some soup. This guy starts ordering all manner of food.
Well, sure, he's going to load up.
Yeah, he hadn't eaten
it's the
for a while.
buffet, yeah.
So he's having a hoagie, and then he gets another hoagie, and then he orders a third hoagie, you know.
It's 3 hoagies.
This guy loved hoagies, man. I never seen a guy that. So he's eating, and everybody else, we can't even eat because the stench is hitting us, you know?
And again, what does it smell like, Norm?
I think it was urine.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, urine. Yeah.
So, and at this point, like, I wish I'd gone out and bought the guy some crack. You know what I mean?
No. Norm, let me ask you about Bob Dole, because you do, one of the guys you do on the show is Bob Dole, right?
Yeah, I do.
What do you think about it? Yeah, and I know he contacted you early in the season.
Yeah,
right?
he wrote me, sent me one of them things that, it's not a letter, but it comes on a machine. What the hell is that?
I think fax.
Fax, I'm sorry.
That's right.
It's a fax. And so he sent me a fax, and he said, I really like you on the show, you know, and I'm glad to see you're doing Bob Dole, and give me a call anytime, you know.
This is Bob Dole leaves this message on your, sends the fax.
Right.
Yeah.
So then I do him on the show, and then I call him, and then his guy that answers the phone, he said, no, Bob Dole doesn't like your thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really? So you had conflicting information there.
Yeah.
Geez, imagine that from a politician. I don't know. What?
So it comes time to pay the bill, you know?
Right.
And
No. We're done with that. We're done with that. What are you going to do this summer?
I don't know. I'm going to hang around, I'm thinking of going on the road and doing some stand-up.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
You like doing that.
Sure,
That's a pretty
I
good
love
show. That's an excellent show.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Patty Loveless. Thanks, Norm. nice to have you with us. I've just been told tomorrow night, as a guest on the show, we'll have the winner of this year's King of Meat contest.
Yes, I don't know that.
Our next guest is the very, very funny anchor man of the Weekend Update on the live Saturday night television program called Saturday Night Live. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Norm Macdonald. Norm, come on out. Happy New Year, Norm. You know, when I watch you on the Saturday Night Live program, you do your Weekend Update thing, you get a tie. You look like $1 million.
Oh, because of my tie?
Yeah, you look like a tie. So I'm just thinking, you come back, put a tie on for us.
Yeah,
right?
no. The reason is because my voice is all screwed.
I'm sorry?
I got laryngitis.
Got laryngitis.
I didn't want to have the tie.
And somebody
too.
said it might have been caused by the tie?
No. They said a tie my doctor said a tie might hurt it more.
Oh, I see. So
Yeah.
give yourself a little more room to breathe and to talk.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, buddy.
Happy
How are
New Year
things
to you.
going?
Oh, man, the greatest.
Yeah?
It's only been a couple of days, but it's been going good.
That's good. Good. You
Yeah.
enjoy yourself?
Oh, yeah. I had a great holiday, you know, and a Christmas and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and I got lots of good presents.
That's
and
nice.
Actually, I got one present. You ever get a present like, you know, where there's a guy gives you a present that's a lot better than the one you gave to him?
It's a little embarrassing, yeah.
Yeah.
I do it with Paul all the time.
Yeah? So, you know, the guy gave me this guy Fred Johnson, he gave me a whole laser disc system.
Wow. That's great.
And I got him one of them chia heads, you know? So I had opened mine first, you know, so I was like, oh, this is great. And then I knew he was going to open his and see the chia head, you know. So I was thinking fast, you know, I was thinking fast. So as he opened it, I said, yeah, that's not the only thing I got you. He goes, what else? I go, oh, I got you this check here for $500.
Wow.
I wrote that out.
But Fred, if I know Fred Johnson, he'd probably enjoy that chia head, don't you think?
Fred Johnson's a good man.
Yeah. Do you have plans? Norm, we're only a few days into the new year. Do you have plans?
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to see happen? Any resolutions?
I have my resolutions. I always make resolutions.
That's good.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that the big mistake people make when they make their resolutions is they overreach, you know? They make resolutions that they can't possibly...
Set their goals too high.
They set their goals too high, yeah. So then they're only setting themselves up for failure.
Yeah. So
what I do is I do the opposite. I set my goals low, knowing that I will reach them.
That's
you
right.
know?
And when you do, you check them off.
I check them
you
out.
feel good about yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So I had 2 this year. One is I'm going to get a haircut. I know. I'll be able to do that. And the second one is I'm going to watch that TV show, Run Away with the Rich and Famous.
Oh! Those are your resolutions.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
So I know.
Norm, have you seen a doctor?
About what?
Oh, about anything. You just look like you're a little off your game a bit.
Well, I got the laryngitis.
Yeah, I know you got the laryngitis.
So I went to the doctor yesterday, and I said...
Specialist? You go to a specialist?
Yeah, no, an internist.
Oh, an internist.
Yeah, just an internist. Actually, this guy doesn't like me. But I went to him, and I said, I got to do Letterman tomorrow, you know? And he goes, oh, yeah, that guy. And I go, yeah.
What do you mean by that exactly?
I don't know. He always has bad things to say.
Yeah.
And then he goes, you know what he said though? He said, what does a guy like that make?
Oh yeah.
I said, I don't know. I'm trying to find out about my laryngitis. He kept talking about you.
Like I'm paying your bills? What is that?
I don't know. So the guy he refuses to give me antibiotics. He does antibiotics.
Why is that?
I don't know. He gave me this stuff called X something. Not ecstasy, but it was... But nowadays, with these doctors,
they're
right?
crazy. You just don't know. You got to be careful.
Sure, they give you smoking the pot.
I know. Get yourself a good HMO. That's all you need to worry about.
So get yourself a good what?
I don't know. HMO. I don't know what they are.
I don't know what that means. I think Fred Johnson's an HMO. That's all right. That's not right.
Well, you know, he did get you a very nice gift.
I know. You know, my other friend got me once. Steve Corrin, my other friend, he got me a cat once.
Oh, is that a good thing to give somebody? A cat?
That's a horrible thing. Because then you got to take care of it for the rest of his life.
That's right.
You know?
It's a commitment. It's a lifelong commitment.
Yeah. And my cat, I had a horrible thing with it last summer. It had a heart attack.
No.
Yeah, you ever hear of that?
No, I never have.
I never heard of that either. And so I came home one day and the cat was there, you know, and he was like like that, and there was like white stuff coming out of his mouth, and he's like, so I was like freaked out, you know, and so I phoned up, I phoned up 911, you know. It's just for people. It turns out that's just for people.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing, you know, off the top of your head, that's not a bad thing.
So I even said, what's the one for the cats, you know, what's the number? And then the woman goes, look, get off the phone, we'll call you, you know. So my neighbor, you know, takes me to the animal hospital, and I get there, and it's all people, there's actually hospitals for animals,
sure.
like emergencies.
Yeah.
And so I go in, I got the cat there, you know, and they go, you know, yes, what's the problem? And I go, look, and it's going, and then it's an emergency. Everybody freaks out, you know. It's like on ER or something. They're like, whoa, the cat, where they take it out, you know, and everything's like panic and bedlam, you know, and so I just sit down, start reading a magazine there, you know, and a little while later this guy comes out. He's like a doctor, but not a real doctor.
He's a veterinarian. Yeah.
So he calls me back and he goes, okay, we got to talk, you know. So I go, okay. He goes, like he's breaking bad news to me. He goes, your cat had a heart attack, you know. So I go, what? I never heard of such a thing, you know. I didn't even know they had hearts, you know. I go, that's a bad thing. So anyways, he goes, you can go and see him, you know. And you can go and visit your cat.
That's nice.
So he said, you only can have 20 minutes, you know. There's like a business. So they take you to this room, and it's like a big room, and there's your cat on a gurney. He's all drugged up, you know. And so then you're alone with your cat in a room.
Well, it's a nice thing, don't you think?
Well, after about a minute, you go, I got a life to get back to. You know? My cat.
Oh, my. Norm Macdonald, ladies and gentlemen. Norm, good to see you here, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with the final round to see who is the king of meat. The second Biff arrives in the bear suit, the goat suit, whatever it is, somebody let me know, all right? Good. Our first guest is the perennially funny anchor of Weekend Update on the popular Saturday Night Live program. Here's our good friend, Norm Macdonald. Norm. Norm. How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
Welcome back to the old show, buddy.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
What's new in your life? Things going all right?
Well, you know, the things that are new in my life are from the newspapers. I read the newspapers.
That's a good place. It's an excellent source of new material.
Yeah. So every day I'm reading them. A lot of news stories. I read today that Dr. Kevorkian, you know, he killed his 41st patient the day before yesterday. And I don't know, but I think people should start to realize he's not a good doctor, you know, when you think about it.
Yeah.
Don't go to this guy. I'd kill less people than that. I'm not even a doctor, you know? I'd be a better doctor than him.
Seems like it would be a blot on his record somehow, doesn't it? Yeah.
And the other big thing I read the newspapers. I also read the magazines, you know?
The periodicals.
Yeah, the periodicals.
Yeah.
And I was reading, I don't know if you read the cover of Time magazine, but they got the cover this week is a lady saying, I'm gay.
Yeah. That's Ellen DeGeneres, I think. Yeah.
But that's got to be a slow news week, a lady saying she's gay. That's a big story.
I guess.
Yeah. And, but it's brave of her, though. You know, it's brave. Yeah. It's brave.
It takes a great deal of personal courage.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I read just this morning that Richard Simmons now, to take it even further, he now is making a statement that he's really, really, really gay.
That's news. Yeah. To me, that ought to be on the cover.
Yeah, he got burned. But the big thing, of course, is also the Hale-Bopp comet.
Have you seen it?
Haven't seen it.
I'm proud to say I've seen it like 15, 16 times.
You have?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I saw it last night driving home.
You did?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. I should see it, you know, because I didn't know it was going to be around for like a month. I thought a comet goes fast, you know? You know what I mean?
Like a bullet, just
Yeah,
ding!
like, oh, there's the comet, it's gone. Oh, we'll never see it again. But this comet is like real slow. And I was reading in a magazine periodical, as you call it.
Yeah.
I was reading that it was named after Hale and Bopp.
Two guys, yeah.
Yeah, there's two guys. There's Hale, right?
Right. And Bob. Yeah. They discovered it independent of one another.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, it wasn't like they were hogging the tail. Let me take a look. No, you know. They found it the same night in two different locations. Didn't even know each other.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I know so much less than most people. You know?
That takes a lot of courage to admit that, too.
No, I know.
Put you on the cover of Time. I'm dumb.
It's not dumb because I don't know book learning. You know what I mean?
No.
But I know things from the street. You know what I mean? Like, but I.
So anyway, the comet now. Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it. I don't know where. I know it's in the sky, but I haven't. I almost thought I took a plane to see my mother.
Oh, that'd be a great opportunity to see the comet, yeah.
And so we were on the plane, and then the guy comes on, the pilot, you know, he comes on, he goes, "Yes, people of the plane." He doesn't say that.
People of the plane.
He said, "Passengers, you know." He says, "Listen, guys, if you look out, if you're on the left side of the aircraft, you know, if you're sitting, you can look out, see the Hale-Bopp comet." And of course, I'm on the right side of the damn plane. So I look out, and I said, all I got is like the wing of the plane, you know? So I get gypped, you know? So then I land, you know, I haven't seen it. And then I go to my not my grandmother, my mother. It's my son's grandmother. I go to my mother's, I'm sorry.
That's right, I can see where you are.
I am
She is a grandmother, she's just not your grandmother.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was with her, and she goes out on her balcony, you know, and she goes, "Oh, Norm, the Hale-Bopp comet is up in the sky." And I go, "Oh man, I'm going to see that." But I was watching Rhoda. You know Rhoda?
Yeah.
And so I said, "I'll be there in a minute. I'll be there in a minute." And I'm watching, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah.
And
So
not that it was boring. Rhoda, it wasn't a boring show.
No, yeah. But I think, Norm, the comet will be visible for a few more days.
Yeah,
you really
they
ought
say
to
that.
take advantage of it.
Yeah. Well, now, you know, it's weird, the comet, because it's like tainted now because all those guys killed themselves, you know, and now, I don't know, you can't look at the comet without thinking about a bunch of dirty ghosts flying around a spaceship, you know?
Well, that's perhaps your own personal struggle with the comet. Do what you can. So hang on, Norm. We're not done with you, buddy.
Okay.
We'll be right back here with Norm Macdonald. Turtle, getting ready. World's only performing turtle, being hosed down on 53rd Street.
It looks like it might not be alive.
No, it's ready to go.
Oh.
It's ready. It's meditating.
Great.
Yeah. Norm Macdonald's here. This is him right here. Justine Bateman and Trace Adkins. I've told you. And Zashu, the world's only performing turtle. Now, let's talk a little bit more. You mentioned your preoccupation with the cult and the comet.
The cult, yeah.
Did you ever were you ever in a cult yourself?
Oh, what?
No, I don't know. Maybe. You never know, you know?
No, I've never been in a cult.
Yeah?
I would never be in a cult. Like, because, like, that cult, my God almighty, like you were saying, they had to castrate themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a thing.
I don't think they had to castrate themselves. I think they had a technician.
Oh.
Like a dental hygienist. They didn't have to do it themselves.
Okay, but they had to get castrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a thing that, you know, that's a big thing in your life. You know what I mean?
It's a huge commitment.
Yeah. So you have to really believe, and believe me, you know, I mean, I want to ride in a spaceship as much as the next guy, you know? But there's a... It'd be fun. Yeah, it'd be great, you know? Everybody likes that.
What you're saying is there's a limit.
Yeah, and plus, you know what? These guys are probably up in the spaceship, and they're like, good Lord, what were we thinking? We castrated ourselves. Here we are in a spaceship. Maybe there's some nice-looking ladies up there on Pluto.
No dice now.
Yeah, they're castrated.
When
maybe the aliens are going, you morons, we on our planet, we value testicles above all else. You know?
I guess. You put quite a lot of thought into that, haven't you, Norm?
I thought about it.
You ever do, because you to me seem like a fairly well-grounded guy, you
Yeah,
know?
no, I'm very well-grounded.
You have very keen powers of observation. And were you ever like a bonehead? Did you ever do punk stuff when you were a kid?
Well, when I was young, I was crazy. Like, I'd do anything, you know?
Really?
Yeah, it's just like, because you're young, you don't care, you know? You don't have a job or anything, right?
Yeah, sure.
You're just drifting around from town to town. But I remember one time, like, because I used to do, you know, like for the purposes of this show, like beer, you know?
Have a little beer?
Yeah. And so I was like ripped out of my mind on this beer. It was like that beer that where you like hallucinate, where you had so much beer, you know?
Got some really good beer.
Yeah, it was good beer. So I remember I went to this place. There's this place that in Canada called Ottawa.
Yeah. It's the capital. It's the capital of the country.
It's the nation's capital, yeah. And so they have this thing every year. It's called the Panda Game, right? And it's
Panda?
Panda, like an animal.
Yeah, sure.
And so, but they just call it. That has nothing to do with pandas. So it's the University of Ottawa versus Carleton University. It's the two universities, and they play a game against each other.
Crosstown rivalry.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so everybody goes and gets parties up and they drink and they do beer and then they do some more beer and everything, you know? And sometimes they mix the beer with the beer.
Oh no. That's dangerous, isn't it?
It is.
Have to be very careful.
So I went to this thing, and the thing about the Panda Game is it's just a big party, and every year somebody does something crazy, you know? Like the engineering students from one of the things, like one time they put a bunch of greased pigs on the field.
Oh, yeah.
And they had to chase the greased pigs.
College pranks.
Yeah, college pranks. One year they made a big slingshot, giant one, and they shot like water balloons over to the other side to hit. And so every year everybody wonders, hey, I wonder what's going to be the big prank. Yeah. So then I was there, I was really wrecked, you know? I was like, and so in my head, right, I go, I'm going to figure out the prank to do. I'm going to be that guy, you know? And so I'm walking around. I'm no good at pranks, you know? And I'm walking around the stadium, and I'm trying to think, and I see, you know where they sell the hot dogs, the hot dog stand?
Yeah.
There's a big, like, mustard thing where you push on the top.
The big pump, sure.
You know those big yellow things? And you push on the top to get some, for your delicious hot dogs and mustard?
Yeah.
So I go, I'll grab this hot dog mustard thing. And so I grab it, and I'm like walking away, and I get back to my seat, and I go, my idea was I'll chuck this giant mustard thing onto the field, and then it will cause a big mustard stain on the football field. And I thought that would be really cool, because mustard is hard to get out. And so I get there, you know, but I'm really wrecked, and I get there, and I go, and plus I was way up, like way up. There was I would have had to have superhuman strength to get that thing there. And I don't have superhuman strength.
No, just a guy.
I'm just a guy, you know. And so I take up the mustard, I go, and I throw the mustard up, right? And then the mustard just goes up a little way, and then I see like the top like starts spinning off of it. And then this mustard all comes out. And then I just see all these guys like right in front of me, you know? And then so my buddy goes, run for your life, you know? So I start running like this. Oh,
and that's it.
That's the whole story.
Norm, you had a couple of beers before the show, didn't you? This weekend on Saturday Night Live, Rob Lowe and the Spice Girls plus Joe Pesci. Now, got a couple of seconds. Go ahead, do it. Let me see it.
What?
Come on, let me see it. Just a little. Just a little.
What's that?
Just a little. You know what I'm talking
What
about.
would that be?
Just let me see a little of it. Come Come on, Norm.
I got to do it with Paul.
All right, do a little with
Okay.
Paul.
Me as myself?
Yeah,
Somebody
you
could
got to
me?
play yourself.
All right, I'll play myself.
Oh, God.
Yeah, cool. Not so easy when I'm sitting right here, is it, Big Shot? There we go.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
I'm not ready for this. I don't know.
I know you're not ready now. No, you're ready on your little show, but you're not ready here. You got all week to get ready on your little show.
Okay.
Here we go.
So it's like,
Yeah, here we go.
who's going to be the...
I don't know. Oh, Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe and the Spice Girls. Joe Pesci.
yeah, Paul, Rob Lowe and the Spice Girls will be on. Do you enjoy the Spice Girls, Paul?
Spice Girls, yeah.
Yeah. Well, they'll be on the show. Yeah. And Paul, do you watch the Saturday Night Live show?
Yeah.
Yeah. What time is that on now, Paul?
Huh?
I say, what time would that be on?
It's like it's 11. It's live. I think.
Yeah.
Norm Macdonald. We'll be right back with Justine Bateman. Attaboy, Norm. City, go back out there to the, that's the CBS store, and you can go in there and get some beautiful CBS souvenirs from all your CBS stars, you know? Yeah. Go in there and get like a Charles Osgood coffee mug.
Do they have those?
Yeah. Get yourself like a Tom Snyder marking pen. It's fantastic.
What do they have?
Go in there and get all that very hot CBS memorabilia.
Merchandise.
Yeah. Go in there and get a medicine woman.
What?
I don't know.
Come on. Anything from our show?
Oh, yeah, there's some. Yeah, you can actually get a pretty good deal on Calvert if you go in there now.
Really?
Yeah. You can take him home with you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, with apologies to Peter Jennings, our first guest is the funniest Canadian newsman on television. He is the anchor of Weekend Update on the popular Saturday Night Live. Here he is, Norm Macdonald. Norm. Hey, Norm. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. I'm doing happy.
Yeah. You know, I don't want to tell you how to do your business, but you got a suit on.
I should have a tie.
Would it kill you to wear a tie? You know, just come on, make me feel better.
No, you know what happened is I had a tie, and on the way here, a dirty homeless bum stole it.
No, it didn't happen.
No.
You look like you're in town on a convention and have decided to go nuts.
What? I was in an elevator, you know, in this hotel, and there were these two Shriners, you know, and so I guess, I don't know, I thought, do I look like a gay guy or something? Because I'm in this,
What do you want to look like, Norm? What are you trying to look like?
I want to look like a guy that would not be on Cunanan's hit list. So I was
That's all. Simple as that.
but I'm on this elevator, you know, and there's these three Shriner guys, you know, the Shriners, they wear the hats.
Funny hats,
And
sure.
so they were going, hey, how you doing there, fella? You know, so I go, I'm all right. And I'm wearing the suit, you know, because I'm at this hotel. And so then they go, yeah, he goes, hey, they go, later on tonight, we got a party going on up in our room. They go, we got some booze there, some broads, you know. The guy says, you like the broads, don't you? Yeah? So I go, yeah, no, I like the broads, you know. He goes, oh, yeah, no, I know, I wasn't saying anything. I just see by your suit there, I thought maybe you were kind of a how do you do.
How do you do? What the hell does that mean?
That's a gay man.
Oh.
I don't know.
How you feeling? You all right? Somebody
Good,
told me you had the
good.
flu or something.
Oh, no, I'm all right. How do you do, by the way?
I'm fine. Fine. You don't have the flu? You weren't feeling? I heard you were a little under the weather. Had a cold
I was
or
a little
something?
bit sick. I was a little bit sick, you know. I went to the doctor. I always go to the doctor, you know, because I'm
When
worried.
you're sick, you go to the doctor?
Yeah, or even when I'm not. What?
Yeah, that's right.
Even when I'm not, I'm worried. I'm like, well, maybe today I'll get like bowel cancer or something, you know, like I get concerned. No, I swear, that might sound weird, but there actually is no such thing. I checked in a medical dictionary. But I go to this doctor, and he gives me, like, they always give me these crazy things. And so he said, I want to, like, test out your body fat.
Yeah.
You know? Meanwhile, I'm a really skinny guy.
Yeah.
Like, my whole life I've been skinny. I've been self-conscious about it, you know? Conscious.
Right.
And I always had problems with those words. I always thought conscience
I know.
was
It's
conscious.
fine. Don't worry about it. This is not an elevator with Shriners, so just relax.
So the guy, he says, I said, I don't need no body fat thing, man. I'm a really skinny guy. So he puts these calipers on me,
Right.
you know, and he tests me out. Comes back, turns out I'm fat as well as skinny.
Seems unlikely, doesn't it?
He explained it to me. I'm skinny, but also fat. Like I'm bones and then fat around the bones. I have a horrible body. So the guy tells me, you got to get to one of them gyms.
Oh,
you know?
start working out a little
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
So I go to the gym, and holy Lord, have you ever been to one of these?
No, I don't go to
They're
one.
crazy.
Yeah.
You got to like, they got the weights, you know.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
The big
weights.
weight machines, sure.
So you got to like lift the weight. It's really heavy, and then you got to put it down. Then afterwards, lift it again right away. And it's endless. It's like hundreds of lifting, and then afterwards you're just like sore and you're not big at all. And I don't want to be big. I have no use for being big.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, I'm just a guy. I watch some TV. I eat a fish sandwich. You know, I don't got to be big. You know, I don't need abs. You know, what am I going to do with abs? I could show them to my friends. I go, hey, look on my belly. What I got here? Some abs. What are you looking at?
Well, nothing. I'm just, you know, but maybe if you worked out a little bit, perhaps Shriners would leave you alone. It wouldn't be a problem at all. Pump up a little. You know, I was watching the tape of you performing for President Clinton down there at the Correspondents' Dinner. The writers, the newspaper writers, television writers.
Yeah.
Man, nice job, Norm.
I did good, right?
A great job under a lot of pressure. Because you have all of the media from all over the country, and then you have President
Right.
Clinton
For
sitting
those
right
people,
there.
for those viewers who don't know what it is, it's the president and the people are there. I don't know what it is either, really. I'm one of those people, now that I think about it. But you go there, the point is you go there, you do some jokes, you know? And
but in front of the president.
in front
He's
of the
right
president.
there, yeah. It's
He's
like
right-
a black tie deal.
he wears a black, you got to wear a tuxedo suit,
Right, yeah.
you know? And so, tuxedo. And so you have to wear a tie to that,
Black
I'll tell you
tie,
that.
yeah.
And so you go there, and it's very nerve-wracking because you have to. First, the president goes on and he talks. Of course, he does well. You know, he's the dirty president. You know, so and it's very hard to go on. I don't know if you're familiar with that old showbiz maxim, Dave. Never go on right directly after the president of the United States.
Never follow the president of the United States.
Never. It should be you, then the leader of the free world after.
Yeah.
You know, because he's a big,
Yeah.
So I decided I was nervous. You know, I was very nervous, and I have this technique. Like when I get nervous, you know, I have this thing where to relax. I drink a lot of booze.
That helps you relax a little.
Yeah.
Takes the edge off a busy day.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
So then I realize I'm drunk.
Yeah.
You know. And the president is over there. He's probably stoned. You know. And, you know. He enjoys the wacky tobacco.
Well, I know. He said he didn't really smoke, though.
He said, yeah.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. He was all like on a thing, you know, like disabled.
He'd injured himself.
Yeah.
He'd injured himself playing golf or something.
Greg Norman
down
at his house.
Yeah.
I heard the inside scoop.
What was that?
Apparently, a couple of years ago, Greg Norman had said to him, and this was like a thing. He said, "If you ever make a pass at my wife again, I'll smash your knee with a 5-iron, you dirty bastard."
Oh, so that's what happened.
That didn't really happen. But he was like, he was all, I was thinking about it, you know, he was disabled. Plus, he was the President of the United States. You imagine the parking spot that guy had, probably, you know what I mean?
Wow. Must have been something. But you did a nice job down there.
Yeah, it was
and you
fun.
made him laugh. Did you get to
Yeah.
meet Clinton?
I met Clinton. Yeah, you meet him. You go into this big room, and there's like 100 guys, you know, and then it's just a bunch of people like me, and then Clinton comes in. He's the president. He walks around, he talks to everybody, and the weird thing is he's got to talk to, you know, everybody, and he has to say like all these things. And so he came up to me, and he was shaking my hand. He goes, he just shook my. He's very charismatic. He's like a whatever, you know, and he shakes my. I don't know a lot of words.
Like a politician. He's a charismatic politician.
Like a politician.
Yeah.
So he comes to me and he shakes my hand. And he says to me, he says, I see you're eating a pickle, you know? Because I had a pickle with a chunk missing in it.
Yeah.
In my hand, you know, with some bite marks, you know. So he left, and at first you're like, oh, the president. You don't realize like he said this crazy pickle comment. But I guess he's got to think, you know, he can't say the same thing to every dude.
No, sure, has to individualize it.
Right,
I know you thought of a word there.
Dude?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
But it was fun. I met Larry Flint there. He was there.
Yeah.
They had,
why was he there? Had he been invited? I mean, was
yeah, it's this thing where they invite, like, they have big guys, like the senator of the North, you know, and...
the senator of the North.
He's huge.
Senator of the North.
The senator of the South couldn't make it. He was busy. But, so they had the big guys, and then they had the kind of what they call the novelty guys, you know, and they had...
The novelty guys.
Yeah, just the guys to spice it up. So they had Larry Flint, you know, in his wheelchair, you know, he had some problems there, you know.
Yes.
And so he, like, after the thing, he was, like, wheeling around, and then he saw me, he goes, hi, he talks like that, you know.
All right, Norm.
But I'm just going to talk as if he talked
Okay,
regularly.
fine,
So he goes, hey, Norm, you know, hey, how you doing? So I go, hey, how's it going, Larry Flint? And then he goes, thanks for doing the movie. I was in his movie.
Oh, you were in the movie?
Yeah, you know, the people against Larry Flint?
Sure, yeah.
I was one of the people. He says, when you come out to L.A., he says, he's being friendly, he says, come on out to L.A. Meanwhile, people are listening because it's Larry Flint talking to a guy. He goes, when you come out to L.A. there, Norm, he goes, I'll take care of you, you know?
Yeah, what exactly? What are we talking about?
I don't know what that, because I don't know. Different, I mean, like if my Uncle Basil said that to me, that would mean, you know, he'd fix me a nice chicken pot pie, he'd take me to a Twins game, you know, he lives in the Minnesota area, maybe a cherry cobbler, I don't know, you know. But Larry Flint,
could be a different
that's
deal.
a different thing, you know.
Yeah.
That's a different thing. That's a different thing.
Oh, my. Are you having a good summer? Are you enjoying your summer?
My summer? It's not, yeah, I guess. I wasn't expecting that question.
Yeah. Yeah, what is kind of a peculiar thing to ask a man.
Are you having a good summer?
1st of August, yeah.
Are you having a good summer?
Yeah, pretty good, yeah.
Yeah,
But
boy, it's hot in here in New York,
nice.
though.
No, it's nice.
Oh, hot,
Yeah,
nice.
nicer than it's been.
It's a little hot. Is it hot enough for you? I'm sorry.
That's all right. Now, Norm, you go back.
I had a little whiskey backstage.
Oh, did you? It's working wonders. You're getting ready to go back to work, and
Yes.
it's the 23rd season of Saturday Night Live, September 27th.
God, it's time to finish it.
Nice to see you.
Thanks,
Great
man.
job.
Thanks a lot, man.